You must be able to read and understand these instructions.
You're just a poor old hog farmer.
I don't know whether I'm qualified or not. I'm a little intimidated now.
So as much as they like to say size doesn't matter, it really does when it comes to pumping manure.
There's a method to the madness of pumping.
Just like that, we're pooping.
Good morning, folks. Winter's officially here. It's December 1st, and we're finally getting around to pumping manure today. We're gonna be drag lining it. When I say we, I mean David and the crew that he's got with him today. Even in the snow, they can still get it done because they're knifing it in. They're getting hooked up right now, ready to start pumping, drag lining. They got their pump in the pit now. It's not in there all the way yet because they're making sure that the drag line is all straight and there's no kinks in it first before they really get going. What we're gonna do on our side is we're gonna head into the barn and we're gonna get the ventilation right, because when they start pumping manure, a lot of that pit is getting stirred up and you don't want any gas bubbles to come up and you know, choke out the pigs. So you want to have the maximum and best ventilation you possibly can. How are we going to do this here, buddy?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to shut all the heaters off so that if we get a little gas that we don't blow the whole building up. So that's always a good place to start. We've got all the pit fans going wide open and we have the inlets all the way open. So we're pulling as much air through the building. They're not running full tilt yet. When they get to where they're really going, we'll probably turn on the 36.
Which is the 36-inch fan.
On the end of the building, so we'll pull more air through it. We got a lot of pigs in here, so they're not gonna get chilled. And there's only 52 inches of manure in this pit. We're only gonna get about 500,000 gallons out of this. The manure out of this building is always better than the rest because of those wet dry feeders. There isn't as much water in it. So we won't put on as much manure per acre as we will out of the other buildings. We probably will put in around 3,500 gallons to the acre, where normally we might put like 4,500. As soon as he starts running, it'll have the analysis, so we'll know. But this pit will get empty pretty quick, so the pigs aren't gonna be, they're not gonna get cold by the time we're done.
All right, we're officially going and it's loud. We got the ventilation all good and they're running full bore now, so I got Mason here to tell me what's going on. So how's this all work?
So this here is where it sucks out of the barn. That motor is 300 horse motor on that trailer. Sucks it out through the pump, takes it through the hose out to the barn. Then we have another pump out in the field that helps suck to the barn, so this isn't the only thing pushing it out there.
This is the drag line that goes all the way to David's bar that is injecting the manure into the ground with a knife. So he's knifing it in. That hose is going all the way to his bar. All right, so what's this rig here?
So this bumps the hose. So when you lay it out in the middle of the field, you have to move it over so he can get where the hose is. So he'll do a couple passes, and I'll have to go out there with that and just shove it over into what he's already done so he can get where he hasn't gone, so there's not a gap left there. And sometimes when you lay out, you'll get some kinks. So that's a lot easier. You can't move that hose by hand when it's full. So that's a lot easier to just kind of bump it and get the kinks out so he's got better flow out there. You can go a little faster.
So your job is to mess around with this,
Yep.
Make sure all that's going, and
Yep.
Is there anything else we're missing?
I bump the hose, kind of watch the pumps, watch the main pump, and then whatever David needs. David's king.
All right, we've been going for a while here. They're gonna be getting ready to move to the next barn. My pit's all the way empty. This will probably be like a 3-day process to get all the manure spread with all our barns. Yeah, it's gotten down. As you can see, it started a lot higher than that, and it's down to, I don't know, a couple feet. So we're gonna pull these pumps out. Mason's gonna pull the pumps out here, and then get ready to take them to site 1 or double site, or site 2. I don't know exactly which one we're going to, but we're getting the pumps out, but then we're also gonna clean this line out. We're gonna shoot the pig is what you call it. So you take that foam ball right there, and Mason's gonna shut off some valves. This foam ball will run through the line to clean it all out. It's a little bit of a messy job, but so the pig is making its way through the line. We got to go out to the booster and shut some valves on it so it can go through it and not end up in what?
The pump.
The pump. Not end up in the pump. What happens if it ends up in the pump?
Sucks getting it out of there.
So why do you need this booster again?
Just to help it pushes it faster to the bar. So that just that pump isn't the only thing that's
pushing.
Yeah.
Just more power.
Yep. So yeah, then we open this one so it just comes in through there and straight through here. It doesn't go up in here into the pump.
There's a method to the madness of pumping shit. I mean, there's a lot of people out there in the world that think that hog farmers and livestock producers just aimlessly wander around their field and just pump shit onto their field without knowing what the hell they're doing. But there's a science, and this manure is really, really valuable. We want to apply it the best possible way we can so we can maximize yield. Wasting this and not doing it the right way, it won't benefit anyone. To those of you that think that farmers don't know what the hell they're doing when it comes to manure application, and we just waste this stuff and we don't care where it goes and we're hurting the environment, we're pretty damn precise about how we do this so we maximize yield, but also think about the environment too, right? We don't want to apply too much per acre for runoff and all that. We're putting the right amount of manure per acre so that doesn't happen, and so we can maximize yield. So there's a method. So how long does it take usually to pump a barn?
It depends how much manure is in the pit also, and how much he's putting on per acre. Sometimes he puts on more than he would at other places. So it all just kind of depends, but once you get set up, it goes pretty quick. So
how long has your crew been pumping manure this fall and into the winter?
I think we started either the 14th or 15th, I think, of October. I think we got done with harvest like the 13th or something. Somewhere around there.
Almost two months and some change.
Yep.
All right, so what's gonna happen here is that ball that we ran down that line, it's gonna shoot out that 90. There it goes. It's gonna come flying out of there. That's why they call it shoot the pig. So that ball just went flying, but that is to clean out the line, get all the crap out of the line and shoot the pig. All right, almost to the finish line here. Just gotta pull the last pump out of the pit, and then they'll be moving on to the next barn. Like I said, this will be kind of a 3-day deal. They'll go a little bit longer tonight, and then go tomorrow, and then hopefully finish on Wednesday.
Good morning, everybody. YouTubers, welcome back. We are doing value added today. We are spreading political promises. It is December 3rd, 15 degrees out. Great times, great times. Haven't seen you guys since about, October 15th? It's been a while. I've been kind of busy here pumping the poo, but it's 15 degrees. You can see we had some snow here the last couple days. We're gonna go out and we're gonna make some brown snow cones. Buckle in, hang on, here we go. Well, maybe some of you have seen how this works, but we do drag line. I do it for my own stuff and I do it for some custom people, but first thing we do is we go out in the field here and we cut a path right across the field, corner to corner. And I drag the hose out to the hog barns up there, if you can see them. Anyway, at the hog barns, we got our lead pump, sucks it out of the pit, sends it through that hose. About halfway or some way in between, we put in a booster. Oh, that keeps the manure flowing faster. I'll show you here how we get the hose all laid out, and then we'll get going here in a little bit. Okay, here I am in the corner of the field. So I start here. I want to take that end off there and drop it down on the ground. And pull that in through, get it so it drops on the ground. This part's a little tricky. You want to keep that loop kind of right there. That little extra that's hanging off. You don't want to drag the hose across the field, it'll leave you too short. Yeah, it's kind of hooking me there. Kind of getting hooked up. I blame you, this hasn't happened very much this year. It's your fault. If I don't get that extra loop right there off, it'll just keep piling there. So I got to pull this one out, tighten that loop up. Okay, so as long as my ground speed matches my reel speed, we should be all right from there. And inside of here, there's an O-ring that seals when it gets full of air or manure. And that keeps it from leaking. Pretty slick system. Can you smell it yet? It's all over the camera. We got that laid out. Now I drive across to the other side of the road there. We go get the side-by-side and we drag that loop through the hole. Okay, we're here putting it through the culvert. You're gonna strap on this side, put the side-by-side over there. We're gonna drag all them loops out and get it across the road. So as much as they like to say size doesn't matter, it really does when it comes to pumping manure. 6-inch versus an 8-inch. Big difference. Well, we're going. Putting the manure down. It's going nicely, going in the ground pretty good. So yeah, most of you probably know this will be my last year doing this. Kind of bittersweet. It's late in the year. It's been a long pumping season. I'm tired of manure. I'm ready to be done. Tork and Sawyer have been great clients, great pets, great land to put manure on. I'm gonna miss them, so this is your last chance for some crappy content. So enjoy it, because this will be your last. Unless they want to come help me next year, they can do that too. Why don't you demand it in your comments that they come help me do some poo next year. All right, well, we got the west piece of this field done. We're gonna get started on the east here. We have pumped 337,000 gallons of manure so far in about 5 hours. So, moving along pretty well, things are looking good. I would imagine before I get done with this half of this side, we'll probably have to clean the whole line out and switch to the middle barn, or the south barn up there at site 1. Anyway, hope you're having a good time. Okay, we got the north barn at site 1 done, 512,000 gallons. We're over here watching the beautiful sunset. We've got this corner over here to cover. We've got all that side done over there, all the way up to Tork and Sawyer's house, all the way up there to the bin site. So now we're gonna move from the north building to the south building. Hook the hoses all up and get going and finish this piece tonight, I hope. Moving right along. Just like that, we're pooping. We are pooping. I need to speed up. I'm putting it on a little too thick. Now we just sit and watch. Watch the world and the poo fly by. Let's check the flow of the nozzles. Everything's flowing good. I'll show you real quick here. That is where the business happens, right there. The black and stinky goo that makes the girlies go ooh.
Well, this just doesn't look good already.
It is that time of year where you have the heater box, and the heater box got a little more complicated today because this line, same, different. So this line broke off, rotted out, whatever, so I had to go get some, but I don't think I can fix this because it came in this bag and it came with instructions, and it says qualifications. You must be able to read and understand these instructions. You must be properly trained and qualified to service and repair gas-fired heaters and to test fire a heater for proper operation.
You're just a poor old hog farmer.
I don't know whether I'm qualified or not. I'm a little intimidated now. But I'll give it the college try. So I already replaced the gas valve on this heater. I don't know what I did with that. And whenever I replace the gas valves, I just put a new thermocoupler on it. This is the pipe that takes the gas to the burner. This is the gas line that goes to your pilot light, and this is your thermocoupler. So I got to put this end on, get this pipe on there, and then get this end in that, and I got a new orifice. This is the old orifice. If you're going to go to the trouble of switching this, you might as well put a new orifice in it. So I did that too.
Well, while the manure's getting pumped, I guess we're going to be fixing on heaters. And as you guys can see, this double site, site 1, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Not a whole lot of pigs left at this site, and soon it'll be time to flip it all and get it all ready for some more baby wiener pigs. Dad's not too excited because he's gonna have to burn some gas to keep these little pigs warm when they come. I feel like you always get the short end of the stick on that deal. Or do you think you'll be okay?
The weather is not going to be super awesome, I don't think, for starting a fresh batch.
You know, it's crazy to me. We have all the backs open up on all these gates, and up here there's like no pigs up here. But then you turn around and they all like to be down there together. Makes you wonder.
They're social animals, so they like being together. So you can give them all the space in the world and they're still all going to be in the same spot because that's what they like. This is a wing nut or bolt, whatever, and that's what holds this contraption to the burner. Hopefully I got it started into the hole. Got to hook up the wires. So this just runs on 120 volts, and the power feeds through your high limit and it feeds through your sail switch. If that all checks out, then it energizes this side of the valve and then should light. Sometimes the hardest part of the deal is getting this bolt to line up on the bottom to bolt that burner down or pipe down, and getting these damn little screws back in the gas valve. With my failing motor skills and my poor eyesight, sometimes that's a challenge, but I have done it a few times, so that helps.
You getting it nice and lubricated?
Teflon, anti-seize, whatever the heck you want to call it.
How many of these do you think you've done in your life?
I thought about that today. I probably have changed 700 or 800 gas valves in my lifetime. I mean, I don't think that's a stretch at all. I remember in my service truck, I had a one-hole tray that you could throw 35 gas valves in there, 35 gas valves. This time of year, going into winter, I'd restock that thing every week. Not saying I used all of them, but I was just constantly putting them in there. We had the old hired hand heaters when I started. They had the brain box, and they had a lot of electrical connections that would go bad. They had a different gas valve, and the gas valve actually wasn't too bad, but the rest of them, holy shit. That was guaranteed business. Okay, that should be everything we need. So I'll go get the torch and we'll try it out, see if it works. I know what's wrong with it. It ain't got no gas in it. Nope, I put that thermocoupler in there and I didn't tighten it up. Oh, and that's such a bitch to tighten up after the fact. God dang it. Yep. Stayed.
Split?
Yep. See?
Look at that. Turn that sucker on. Oh.
I can do it. I can do it. I can do it, water boy. I stand on my tippy toes.
There you go.
Back in business. I only have 2 more heaters that I gotta work on. Everything else lit, so not too bad. We got some new heaters to try out when we fill this back up too, by the way. We're gonna try a different design of brooder heater. We don't use our brooder heaters very much anymore because the pigs we get are bigger than what they used to be, but they got these new ones out that are supposed to be way less maintenance, way simpler, and put out just as much heat. So we're gonna try them out and see what we think.
All right, well, we got all the manure. I say we. Mason and David got all the manure drag line from all 3 barns. So we are fertilized. We're not fully fertilized yet because we do put on a little bit more nitrogen in the springtime. We have all our manure applied and we have a lot of fertilizer out there. We call that liquid gold. Manure is the best damn form of nitrogen you could possibly have, and it has so much organic matter and it's really great for the soil. So it's good to have that done. It snowed the first day that they applied manure, but there hasn't been any snow since then, and the sun's out a little bit, but it still feels like December. So just glad to have it done. It'll be awesome to plant into. So thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate the support. We love you guys. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and feel free to subscribe to our channel. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next one.